Teaching is life, period. Hey guys, welcome back to King's class. So today I thought I'd share 10 things I wish I knew before becoming a teacher. I've seen a couple of other YouTubers do this, but there were some points that I felt like they didn't get into and some points that I can relate to. So I thought, let me do a video to share my point of view and some things that I wish I knew before I became a teacher. If you see me looking down, that's because I have my phone here. I have wrote out my points just to make sure that I stay on task. So the first thing I wish I knew was that relationships matter. If you don't like kids, if you don't know how to build effective relationship with kids, teaching is not the job for you. Relationships matter. I would probably say that that's my number one thing. That's the one thing that I focus on is building relationships and rapport, not just with students, but with the staff in my building too. Understanding the culture and climate of your building and just where you fit into that puzzle and just knowing how to build effective relationships. That matters. So if you're not good at that, teaching is not for you. I have a whole lot of strategies and tips on building relationships. If you would like to see that video, comment down below and let me know, and I'll be sure to share my tips on building relationship with students as well as building relationships with your administration in the building. Comment down below and I'll do a whole thing on how I build effective relationships in my classroom and in the building. Number 2, forgiveness is key. Your students understanding that every day is a new day is very important to them and you. The fact of the matter is, they're kids, they're going to make mistakes. You're an adult, you're going to make mistakes. So forgiveness is key, as well as I'm going to add apologizing and being accountable for yourself, because being accountable for yourself teaches your students how to be accountable for themselves, and understanding that every day is a new day is important to them as well as you. They shouldn't feel like, oh, I messed up in her class and now I'm pretty much just not wanted in the environment. I promise you that that's going to backfire on you if you hold grudges. Holding grudges is a no in teaching. So forgiveness is key. Every day is a new day. Number 3, time management. Teaching is life, period. Like, your day does not end at 5 p.m., 3 p.m., whatever time school is over. Your day does not end there. You will probably take work home. You will probably have more to do. So time management is key, and balancing things is also key. If you want to see a video on how I balance that, especially if you have children like me, I have 3 children of my own. So balancing out how to manage my work life and my home life is key. But teaching is life, period. It is a time consuming job. Like, you have a lot to do, and especially if you teach a lot of students in multiple classes. I teach over 125 students a day, so time management is something that I have to stay on top of. Number 4, the bathroom. Where it depends. That's it. Like, where it depends, and your bladder will thank you later. Because going to the bathroom is not just an easy task anymore. It's not just let me just go to the bathroom. No, you can't just leave the kids in the classroom unattended. Like, you have to let your teacher neighbor know, and they have to step in and hold out and listen. Hold it. If you gotta go, if you have to go, but hold it. Make sure you are good friends with your teacher neighbor so that they will feel okay with stepping in and watching your class while you go to the bathroom. The bathroom is not a private place anymore. Like, everybody knows your business. And guess what? If you have to do more than just tinkle, they won't know. They will look at you like, you was gone for a long time. Trust and believe, they know. The bathroom is just not a place that you can go anymore. So, for your sake, just wear Depends. No, I don't wear Depends. I am being funny, but your bladder will thank you later. Listen, teacher bladder is stronger than any bladder in the world. It even beats pregnancy bladder. So you'll learn how to hold it. Number 5, the first year is tough for everybody. The first year of teaching is tough, and the first year at a new school is tough as well. So that's 2 different things, and I can get into that as well too. I can give you tips on how to transition to a new school, because it honestly feels like the first year all over again, especially if you're teaching a new grade or if you're in a new district and they don't do the same curriculum. It will feel tough. So The first year is tough. And even after the first year, you will cry. You will have your down days. Every day won't be a good day, and that just kind of comes with the territory, but you bounce back, you get stronger, and you put some tools in your toolbox teacher toolbox to have as time goes on. But the first year, whether it's your first year teaching or your first year period, it's tough, but pressure makes diamonds. You can do it. Number 6, know your content. Read the book. If you're an ELA like me, read the books. Propose your own questions. Look at your questions versus the district questions. Know your stuff all the way around the board. As a teacher, you're always learning. You're always getting new strategies. Put some strategies in your teacher toolbox to always go to, especially when it comes to, I'm just talking ELA, close reading and different close reading strategies and station rotation and comprehension questions. I can get into all of that. Comment down below if you want to see it as well. But just know your stuff. Say, for instance, my kids may not know about the Gettysburg Address, right? And they probably not interested in the Gettysburg Address. So it's my job to know this content so well so that I can know how to deliver it to my students. So knowing your content is very important. Like, you can't get to a unit and you have not read the text to go with the unit, because you won't know how to deliver it and you will lose control. So know your stuff. And always be a learner. Always be open to learning new strategies and putting new things in your toolbox, be it subject content or just pedagogy. Be open to learning new ways to transfer information to your students. Number 7, lunch breaks are rare. And if you like your money, the money that you're making, bring your lunch, because Uber Eats, not your friend. DoorDash, not your friend. Trust me, I'm talking from experience. But lunch breaks are also rare because I usually use that time to catch up on stuff. So, like, if I need to grade papers, if I need to pull a student, like, usually lunch is the only time that I have to really pull a student. So I'll have them get their lunch, or sometimes, depending on the student or the situation, I may bring lunch for them. But I usually pull students sometimes to have them finish off some things or work one-on-one, because again, I have 125 students, so one-on-one time is very, very slim to none when it comes to being able to meet them. So if I feel like it's detrimental, then I'll pull sometimes a group, sometimes one-on-one, and I'll have them come in at their lunchtime, because again, they have other classes and I don't really like to pull from other people's time all the time unless I absolutely have to. So lunchtime is usually full of doing something, hence me recording this video when I probably should be eating. But it's pretty long. And yeah, we have a planning period. I have a planning period. But again, I teach 125 students. So during my planning period, I am usually grading papers, organizing a lesson, sometimes revamping a lesson. I don't always have the time to do everything. So, and again, my planning period, sorry, my lights went out, so if the lighting looks a little different, it's because the light went out in my room. But my planning period, I don't like to pull students. I usually only do that at lunchtime, because during my planning period, they're usually at specials. So yeah, lunch is rare, but I would say take your lunch if you can, and don't think that you're going to leave the building. Like, unless you got a 2-hour, you got some fancy lunch period, we have about 45 minutes. Like, don't think that you're leaving the building and going to sit down and have a steak and salad for lunch. Like, you're not. So lunch breaks are rare. Number 8, you will come out of pocket for materials. You will. Like, that's just like teacher 101. Like, your whole paycheck is not yours, sis. Like, you're not having the whole thing. You will come out of pocket for materials. I buy pencils in bulk, literally on my Amazon Prime, and I will link my wish list below if you want to help me out, if you want to help a sister out. But I buy pencils in bulk because a lot of my students come to class without a pencil. And that's the last thing that we got to worry about. I'm not about to go back and forth with them about where your pencil is, why you don't have a pencil. You got to pick and choose your battles. That's not a battle that I choose. So I definitely have a pencil patrol. Again, comment down below if you want to know some classroom management skills or jobs that I have in my classroom, which helps with classroom management. But I have a pencil patrol who writes down names, and they're pretty good about getting the pencils back. But for the most part, I buy pencils in bulk. I buy them in bulk, and I give out pencils when needed, and they usually give it back at the end of my class period. Sometimes they don't, but I buy them in bulk for that purpose. But you will come out of your pocket for more than just materials for that. If you really want it, and you really want to get a lesson across, and you really care about your profession, then you're going to come out of pocket, because the school just doesn't provide everything that you need. I've come out of my pocket for so many things, and I think I'm going to also do a video on my top 10 things that I bought out of pocket for my classroom that I absolutely love. But yeah, you will come out of pocket, so don't think that whole paycheck every time is yours. Moving on, number 9, say it with me, okay? Say it with me, sis. Systems are mandatory. Classroom systems are mandatory. Data systems are mandatory.
Systems are mandatory.
And I will also do a video on all of my classroom systems. But to keep organization, I have certain systems in place. I teach 125 students. I don't have time to just students giving me papers. There's a system for that. I don't have time to be able to tell a student right off the bat what their grade is. There's a system for that. I don't have time to always give out a million live school points or whatever you use in your class dojo. There's a system for that. I have systems for pretty much everything. Systems and organization, those are key. Like, wish I knew that before becoming a teacher. Took some time, but those are key. There's certain places that certain things go, because we got to keep this rolling. Like, again, 125 kids. Like, kids can't just come up to me and be like, hey, Miss Kane, here go my paper. It's going to get lost. And guess what? I tell them off the break, don't put that in my hand, because it might end up in the trash. Like, I got 150 things going. I cannot hold on to your paper. There's a system for that. They're turning something into me. There's a system for that. And again, if you want to see a video on that, comment down below. I am more than willing to share. I got the juice for you. Let me know what you want to know. Number 10, and this is probably the most important thing. I said all of those things, and some of them might sound bad, but the most important thing is remember your why. Why are you doing this? Why are you a teacher? What made you want to get into this profession? Because this profession is absolutely a calling, okay? And only the strong will survive. You have to have a strong why, and that is super important. So remember your why. Remember why you became a teacher. Remember what impact you wanted to make on the world. Remember the space that you're carving out in this world for you, because we all have a space to carve out in this world. So the most important thing is, when you get down and out, when you're having trouble with students, remember your why. So that's all I have for this video. Don't want to make it too long. I feel like it's already long, but those are my 10 things that I wish I knew before I became a teacher, and 10 things that I honestly hold on to as a teacher. So remember to comment, like, and subscribe to this video. Follow me on Instagram and turn on your post notifications, because I will be posting a lot of videos on teaching. And this will be my space. Look at my coffee. Typical teacher. This will be my space. I'm going to probably decorate that. Probably will share a video with you on that. But just remember to always do your best. Always present your best self. And you, my fellow educator, rock.